I just want to show you quickly how to enter depreciation into or create a depreciation schedule in TaxWise. Right now I'm going to be logging in. This is how you will log in. You'll have your own username and password, and that'll get you into TaxWise. I'm choosing all returns. That'll bring up all the returns in my queue. As you can see, I've got 13 plus pages and there's 20 on a page. So needless to say, I've got a few returns in here. I'm going to just grab this one up here. It's one I like to play with a little bit, this John Hammond's. I'm going to open him up by clicking on his social security number. I'm looking in here. I see no green form, or no green check mark, shall I say, for his Schedule C. So if I click on Schedule C, that's going to take me to his Schedule C form. I can enter in all the information needed, his business, he's in accounting, he's got an accounting service, business code, we'd look that up using the IRS, cash basis, go through, answer all these questions. What I'm going to skip down to is the line for depreciation, line number 13. And as I line this up, that's depletion. Here I've got depreciation. I click on that and it gives me the choice for my forms. I can ask for help, I can use a calculator, I can toggle, or I can link it to another form. I'm going to choose to link to a new form. I see there's no existing form out there, so I'm going to have to create a new form. I create a new form. Form 4562 is the form in a tax return. I don't care if you're doing an individual, a corporation, partnership, nonprofit. 4562 is the depreciation and amortization form. So I click on that. It takes me to a depreciation form. You'll also notice, and this is very important to pay attention to, is that the forms show up in a hierarchy, or they show up that they're related. So I've got a Schedule C, and then you'll see that my 4562 falls underneath that Schedule C. So that means that this form is linked to this Schedule C. So if I were to go in here, I could choose which Schedule C, if I had multiple Schedule Cs, which one I wanted to link it to. But I would go in here and start to find my depreciation data that I'd like to enter. Say I'm going to put a computer in. Computers, I know, are 5-year property. So once again, I'm going to come to this line. I'm going to get my little gray triangle, click on my gray triangle. I have my choice of a help calculator. I can toggle the switch. If I toggle it, I just toggled it red. I can go back, I can toggle it and turn off the red. It just helps for review, or you can mark something that you want to go back and look at later. But what I want to do is I want to create a new asset. You'll see that there are no existing assets within this company. So I'm going to create a new asset. I'm going to go to the asset worksheet. I click on that. Now I'm out here where the asset worksheet is. I've got a description, which is a computer. Asset type, it's going to help me with this. I'm going to say, what do we got? Computer software. Come on. What do we got? Lack of a better term, I'm just going to pick office equipment. Date placed in service 05/03/15. It's part of a rental property. No. Be sure to do that if you're doing a business. And now you just put in cost. Oops, don't need that up there. Need that down here. I want to put in 3,000. Why does it want to move? Oh, I got to do the. That's right. This program's very finicky. You have to. You probably already figured this out. Put in the full 4 digits for the year. Now I can move down here and put in my $3,000 for my computer. As I scroll through, you can see my basis for depreciation is $3,000. I could elect to $179 or expense that asset. I could also elect to take bonus depreciation, which basically means that I get to expense 50% of it in the first year. I'm choosing not to do that. If I were to do that, you can see that it automatically says that my basis is $1,500 because it's expensing that first half. But I'm going to keep the full $3,000 there. I chose office equipment. I should have chose computer because a computer is a 5-year property. So once I put in 5-year property, it's giving me MACRS depreciation. Some of you remember from your accounting 2 method called double declining. Well, MACRS is Modified Accelerated Cost Recovery System, which is a fancy name for double declining. IRS always has its own way of doing things. So I've entered this asset. You'll see that next year's depreciation is $960. Current depreciation is $600. If I go back to my Schedule C, which you can see is all red because I have not filled out everything, it's giving me a diagnostic that I need to clear up some of these red-lined issues so that my form will no longer be red. But if I go down to my depreciation line, you'll see that that $600 from my asset worksheet right here, $600 is flowing through to my 4562 as a $3,000 asset, 5-year, using the half-year convention, double declining or MACRS is what they technically call it, creating $600 of depreciation for a total of $600 worth of depreciation, which then flows onto my Schedule C on line 13 as $600 of depreciation. So this has been a quick demonstration of how you enter depreciation for your Schedule C.